Hey, Mouseketeers, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and continuing on, reviewing Halloweenish materials on the weekends. So yes, guys, that's right. You read the title, you know exactly what it is that I'm reviewing next, and as was clearly teased in the last review video, yeah, probably a lot of you, figured out what I was teasing, but yeah, now, here I am. I'm now about to review it. Yes. This one Disney animated short film that, you know, Disney sometimes just ignores. And yet they made this. It just beats me, but I'm not going to dwell on that. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. And yeah, I'm on the same page as I'm sure a lot of you are. You are aware of this, but yeah. So that's right. And not to mention that this one Disney animated short film is celebrating its anniversary. And definitely, it's one of those Disney short films that's perfect to watch around Halloween time. Yes, a perfect Halloweenish material to watch and so on, to come straight from Disney, because, well, this technically has to do with zombies, but on account of brains. And in this Disney short film, it has to do with a runaway brain. And yep, because I said the two words. So yes, that's right. I am finally reviewing from 1995 Disney's Runaway Brain. Yep. Runaway Brain starring the one, the only, beloved Mickey Mouse. Yep. Now, with the first things I have to say about Runaway Brain, well, yeah, because I, of course, knew about this one Disney animated short film from the 90s for a long time. And, of course, you know, a long time back, I did get around to checking this out. Nowadays, you can watch it on YouTube and such. You know, it's out there on the internet. And, to see what it was like, and before having seen it, I knew very little bits and pieces of it. Like, I had seen and I have this, those, Disney Parks collector packs, you know, park series. They did one of Mickey Mouse, Runaway Brain. And if you have any of these, and in the case of this, yeah, my mom and I, we were obsessed collecting these when we had gone to the Disney park. So, yeah, this one would probably have to be one of my top favorite Disney Parks collector packs, you know, the park series. This, along with Brer Fox and Flick the Ant. Yeah, those are my top three favorites that I have. So, yeah. So they've done this. They did a bit of merchandise of Runaway Brain in the later years, and I remember seeing one statued figure of one other of a different character that's in Runaway Brain. But until I get to him, then I'll talk more about the statue that I had seen, and if you know what I'm talking about. But until I mention him, okay. But yeah, so again, I had known a little of, say, you know, Mickey looking like a psychopath, you know, his, you know, parts of his ears being torn off, and, you know, with, you know, scary teeth and all that, almost like acting like the Tasmanian devil or something, you know, and to finally see it in all of its glory, and having done a rewatch of this, yeah, this is unlike any other Disney animated short film that stars Mickey Mouse, and I guess you could say in a good way, yeah. I mean, there's really nothing bad about it. It's pretty interesting, and yeah, because, again, this having come out in the 90s, and the 90s being a very interesting time period for Disney. I mean, obviously in the case of the Disney Renaissance, but more than that, okay? The lineup of live-action films, and, you know, some of the short films that came out. Yeah, you get my point. So yeah, the 90s being a very interesting period/decade for Disney, and a good one. Yeah, and everything from beginning to end that Runaway Brain has to offer is really good. Beautiful animation, Andrea Stasia being one of the top animators to be a part of Runaway Brain, and the behind the scenes of Runaway Brain, I've seen that, and it is on YouTube as well, if you've seen that. And apparently, Runaway Brain is the first Disney short film to star Mickey Mouse in 42 years. Well, you can make the argument that, well, wait a second, we had 1990s Prince and the Pauper. Well, there's a difference. Now that was, a full-length feature short film. It was up to 25 minutes. This, Runaway Brain, I gotta slow down. In the case of Runaway Brain, that was up to 6 to 7 minutes. Well, yeah, the actual time being 7 minutes, but you get my point. And apparently, because, yeah, it was the first, and as I said, the first Mickey Mouse short film in 42 years since 1953's The Simple Things. And after Runaway Brain, then we would get a Horse, which had been screened with Frozen. And while on that subject, because, yeah, Runaway Brain was screened alongside with 1995's A Kid in King Arthur's Court, if you've seen that one Disney live-action film. So, yeah, it debuted alongside with A Kid in King Arthur's Court in North American theaters in August of '95. But it would find itself being attached to a couple of other films, later Disney films, including, one other Disney film that would come out that same year. It was, Runaway Brain was also released internationally, in international markets, with a Goofy movie. That's very fitting, makes sense, because to have that play before a Goofy movie, so, yeah. And some of the other later films that, that would screen Runaway Brain would be, say, The Hunchback of Notre Dame and George of the Jungle. Yeah, so Runaway Brain got to be in theaters once again alongside with those films. And fun fact, Runaway Brain was supposed to screen alongside with 1996's 101 Dalmatians, but at the last minute, it was pulled out. All because, they instead wanted to have the trailer for Hercules to play right before Dalmatians began. Well, I mean, I can understand that, that was another big animated project for Disney's, and yeah. But like I said, the later films that would have and show Runaway Brain would be, again, Hunchback of Notre Dame and George of the Jungle. Also, there were a couple of other films, That Darn Cat and Jungle to Jungle, that would also show Runaway Brain. Okay, so there's that on the films that had Runaway Brain be shown in theaters alongside with those films. Okay, yeah, so that out of the way, because, And, knowing a lot of other, facts and with the background of Runaway Brain is interesting. And, overall, with that being said, and with the first things I've had to say, to wrap things up, Runaway Brain, it's a very interesting, excellent Disney short film to star/feature the mouse himself, Mickey. All right, so now with the first things I've had to say about Runaway Brain, and in the addition of sharing first few fun facts, with that all out of the way now, as always, for me, read the description / the story. An attempt to convince Minnie that he hasn't forgotten to buy her an anniversary present, Mickey Mouse ends up promising to take her to Hawaii. Aloha. Mickey, he applies to be a brain donor for Dr. Frankenolly, and where his brain would get switched. Yeah, okay. So now, with reading the description / the story out of the way, actually before I dive in / break it down, quick mention of the director of Runaway Brain, Chris Bailey, because Chris Bailey, some other projects that he would go on to work on and such, like being a director, he actually directed the defunct 3D show at Animal Kingdom, It's Tough to Be a Bug. Yeah, that was him. And he's also been a big time producer doing, say, Kim Possible, the Scooby-Doo shows, and doing he also being in the visual effects department, having done visual effects for the first X-Men film. So yeah, just wanted to mention Chris Bailey. You know, why not? Because I had known that Chris Bailey, and I remember now because some other projects that he would do and direct and be producer, etc. Okay, so with the quick mentioning of Chris Bailey out of the way, the short film's director, now let us dive in / break down the short film itself, shall we? Runaway Brain. Okay. Well, starting off where, Mickey getting quite obsessed with playing a video game of his, and where basically he's playing as Dopey, and while, his game character, Dopey, is fighting against the witch from, well, Snow White. And Mickey Mouse, being voiced by, at the time, the main prime voice of Mickey, the late Wayne Allwyn. Yep. And we also have an appearance of Pluto being voiced by the one and only Bill Farmer, also the voice of Goofy. And Mickey gets an unexpected visit from Minnie, because Minnie, then getting a little bit upset towards Mickey, where, she's getting a good sense of feeling that, Mickey has forgotten all about their anniversary when they first dated and such. And Minnie Mouse, being voiced by, at the time, the main prime voice of Minnie, whom she's also the wife of Mickey, Wayne Allwyn, the late Ruzy Taylor. Yep. So Minnie coming in and just... Minnie with a sweet, delightful voice, just, when she gets mad, she gets mad, and, just upset that Mickey's forgotten all about their anniversary, but, of course, Mickey didn't forget, he got too distracted by the video game. Yeah. Not to mention that when his game character dies, Dopey lets out the Wilhelm scream. That's pretty funny, and had to mention, of course. And Mickey making it up to Minnie, and, fooled you, didn't I? And by showing her on a piece of a newspaper that he plans on him and her, and by celebrating their anniversary, to do some miniature golf. However, she looks at the bottom of the newspaper, and she has her eyes on Hawaii, and she thinks that, he plans on taking both of them to Hawaii, and she's just in awe. She's so happy and delightful that, Mickey did not forget and is planning for them to go to Hawaii, but nope, that's not what Mickey planned. And, well, looking at the price on the newspaper of the article of Hawaii, it's $9,999.99. Golly! What's Mickey gonna do? And because after that, Minnie gives him a big kiss. She gives him a big kiss, and, well, Mickey, he's screwed, because how's he gonna get a lot of money for both of them to go to Hawaii? And when he covers himself with a pillow, Pluto notices something else from the newspapers, a wanted ad. And this wanted ad shows that, you can get $9,999.99, and bingo for Mickey. And, well, he takes it. So Mickey, making his way to 1313 Lobotomy Lane. And by the way, the outside entrance of that place and where the gate is, a clear nod to The Exorcist, where the priest, is outside of the house, and, the lighting. You know what I'm talking about. Just, brilliant, Disney. Brilliant for doing that. Little kids won't get it. I mean, the same goes for the Shrek Halloween special in one of the segments, The Shrexorcist. If you know. So making his way up there, and, putting on a fancy necktie, he knocks on the door, but a trap door underneath the rug, it opens, and he goes down a hole. And by the way, because we do get a quick cameo of Zazu from The Lion King. If you blink for a second, you'll miss him. But yeah, he makes a cameo in there, right as Mickey goes down that trap door hole. And, by the way, because several things like flying in Mickey's face as he's going down the tube, there's one that is a nod to Jeffrey Katzenberg. Because, because as he's falling down the trapdoor chute, there's a pink slip with intails, the intails, JK. It's glimpsed fluttering down the chute with Mickey. And, yeah, as I just said, Jeffrey Katzenberg, that's a reference to Katzenberg's fire ring. Oh my gosh. They went there. They went there. Well, Katzenberg would do the same thing when he made his way to DreamWorks, okay? He got them back hard, but let's not dwell on that. Just, you know. Anyways, so then Mickey finding himself in a laboratory, he's chained up in a chair, and this is where he would come face to face with a monkey lab scientist by the name of Dr. Frankenolli. And by the way, the name Dr. Frankenolli is an obvious nod to two of the legendary animators and part of the Nine Old Men, Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnson. I'm sure you know this too. And Dr. Frankenolli in Runaway Brain being voiced by Fraser Crane himself, Kelsey Grammer. Yep. and about Dr. Frankenolli. Well, Dr. Frankenolli, I really like the character of Dr. Frankenolli in this. Especially on account that, you know, being voiced by Fraser Crane himself, how can you not love anything that Kelsey Grammer's in? And with that amazing voice he's got. Especially because, yeah, Kelsey Grammer, fantastic doing voice acting. Well, obviously, because most prominently, Sideshow Bob, Stinky Pete. Need I go on? Just, yeah. And, yeah, so Frankenolli, Dr. Frankenolli, I should say. Gotta start with Dr. Dr. Frankenolli, a pretty interesting character, unique design, and, again, with the voice of Kelsey Grammer. And, as I mentioned earlier, because some of the other merchandise, with Runaway Brain, and I mentioned of a statue. I remember seeing this when going to the Disney parks, and maybe you have as well, by any chance if you did. Yeah, a statued figure of Dr. Frankenolli, he's on top of a monitor where, yeah, Mickey's brain is being scanned and such. Yeah, so I've seen that statue before, and that was, yeah, before I had seen Runaway Brain, and I had seen a few bit of merchandise in relation to Runaway Brain, the statue of Dr. Frankenolli being one of them. So yeah, and of course, again, this, as I showed earlier and talked about. Anyways, so yeah, so Mickey now finding himself where, yeah, Dr. Frankenolli giving Mickey the job to have Mickey's brain be switched with another, and Dr. Frankenolli unveiling a creation he has made, and it's humongous, it's gigantic, it's a gigantic version of Pete. I mean, of course it would have to be Pete, right? Because it never fails when any shenanigans happen, it depends that, yeah, Pete would be involved. And gigantic Pete in Runaway Brain, well, he's credited as Monster, but he's named Julius. Yeah, Julius. And of course, Jim Cummings voicing Julius / the Monster / Gigantic Pete. Of course, it has to be Jim Cummings. Jim Cummings, the, primary voice for Pete. Yeah. Hello, how you doing? So, my best impression of Pete is, why not? Anyways, so yeah. So Dr. Frankenolli proceeding with this, planning to swap their brains with the other, and, well, the procedure goes as planned, and yeah, high electrocutions and, lightning strikes and all that, and a bit of an explosion, and after that, yeah, Mickey would find himself in the body of the Monster / Julius / Gigantic Pete. Yeah, but I'll stick with Julius. So now we have Mickey in Julius, while, yeah, we would then see Mickey's body, well, having Julius's brain, and this is where we see, rampaging Mickey himself. Yep, Julius in the body of Mickey, and the body of Mickey looking scary looking and such. Yeah, and the ear, his mouse ears messed up, he's got scary teeth, all of it. And by the way, because Dr. Frankenolly sadly died after that experiment where there was so much electrocution, the power, all of that. And when Mickey, he's in the body of Julius, he turns to Dr. Frankenolly and asking that, he wants his body back. He's shaking him, but he just turns into bones because he burned to a crisp, and all that remains is his bones. Jeez. Bit of dark humor and such in the early days of Disney cartoons. Well, they would continue doing this a couple of more times, especially in one of those Mickey Mouse shorts on Disney Channel. I think you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, seeing a zombie body of Goofy, but alright. So now, as I said, we have Mickey in the body of the monster / Julius, and now we have Julius in the body of Mickey, and Mickey trying to interact with Julius, and I'm Mickey Mouse, and pointing out to Julius to look at his wallet. And by looking at the wallet, well, because the pictures, we see two pictures that come from his wallet. And actually, because it says right here, the items in Mickey's wallet are as follows. The first being a picture of Mickey as Steamboat Willie, and Mickey saying that, oh, that's an old picture. Well, of course it is. Number 2 is a library card from the Gullard County Library. Yeah, I think if I pronounced that right, but again, you know me sometimes. Number 3 is a Social Security card. Number 4 is a stamp, ticket, stub, and coin. And the 5th and final item, I should say, in Mickey's wallet is, and as Mickey points out to Julius, a picture of him and his girlfriend, Minnie. And Julius being very fascinated with Minnie, Minnie, and then he just goes in a rampage, climbs on top of Mickey and Julius's body, heads out for the window, and stop, thief! You're stealing my body. We have to switch brains. And once Julius and Mickey's body steps out of the building on top of the rooftop, well, then he would spot Minnie going into a store, picking out some bikinis to wear at for the Hawaiian trip, and Minnie trying to choose the best one, and to Mickey's liking, and finding a very small, skinny one. Man, that's a bit of adult humor. You know what I mean? Just alright, in some of these Disney cartoons, but so. Minnie, she thinks that, Mickey has shown up at the store, and how does she not immediately realize that there's something off with Mickey? And the fact that it's not Mickey, I don't know. And that's when, Mickey and Julius's body breaks into the store, and, Minnie, not realizing that it's Mickey in the body of the monster / Julius, and her freaking out and throwing things at the monster's body, and she runs away with Mickey, which being Julius, and just, eventually, Mickey in Julius's body catching up to them, he took a ride on a bus, and grabbing Minnie and just getting her to shut up and just listen to her, it's me, Mickey Mouse, and now she realizes and, believes in Mickey, good thing, and placing her on top of a high building, and, he'll take care of Julius and his body, and then it would lead to, where they accidentally hit some electrical wires, and their brains, I should say, their brains, just their brains, they switch. Now Mickey is in his ordinary body, and now Julius is in his actual body, and again, as I said, they fall on some electric wires, and, managing to subdue the monstrous Julius, and by saving Minnie. But, well, they still, even after switching brains, they're still in the situation, both of them, on dealing with Julius. And in fact, they ram into a billboard sign on top of the building that's Hawaiian, and a mechanical hula dancer, wiggling her hips and waving her arm. And, Julius, still interested in Minnie and, roaring at Mickey. Jeez Louise, the shots of Julius in his actual body scary, and with that scary teeth he has and all of that, and the voice performance that Jim Cummings delivers, the rah, just really good. But in the end, and to speed things up, because Mickey, he grabs some rope and gets the attention of Julius, swings the rope and wraps it around Julius, and would attach the rest of the rope to the hand of the mechanical hula dancer. And this would lead to Julius being stuck there and being, pulled up and down like a yo-yo. And after that, well, in the end, Mickey and Minnie, they would proceed going to Hawaii with the use of Julius. Yeah, using Julius to get themselves to the island of Hawaii, and because they're riding on Julius, and Julius, by swimming to Hawaii, being distracted by the pictures of Minnie, as he's swimming to Hawaii. Yeah, ending off with them kissing, just, a sweet, happy ending right there for Mickey and Minnie. And the anniversary trip for Mickey and Minnie went great, as planned. Unexpectedly, but hey, it ended off really great. Because it does read right here, because and I should have said this, where Julius, he's serving as a horsepower for the inner tube. Because they were in an inner tube. Okay, to mention that and get out of the way, but Runaway Brain, an underrated, pretty good Disney short film to feature/star Mickey Mouse. Again, everything about Runaway Brain from beginning to end, the storyline, what goes on with the characters, and with Dr. Frankenolly, Julius, which actually being Pete, playing the Frankenstein-like monster, and the whole thing of Mickey's brain being switched, and now we have Mickey's body being, a monster and all that. Very interesting. The whole anniversary thing between Minnie and Mickey starts off rough, but in the end, it all turns out great. A happily ever after right there for both of them. And the climax, the beautiful animation, the music and score, everything about 1995's Runaway Brain, excellent. All of the above. And I'm giving Runaway Brain, well, what the heck, 10 out of 10 stars. Yes. 10 out of 10 stars for Disney's Runaway Brain. And what about you guys? What did you think of Runaway Brain itself? What was your first discovery of Runaway Brain itself? On social media, or maybe some of you, having grown up in the 90s, you got to experience this, or maybe somewhere later, just different platforms or all that. You get what I'm saying, And if you've seen any of the merchandise that I had seen, and if you're in that same territory as I am, where you first saw the merchandise but had no full knowledge about the short film's existence, well, until now. Favorite moments, and with the characters, get some good laughs from the short film, because the funny moments were excellent. Almost forgot to mention that. Just everything else about Runaway Brain, but overall, what do you think of Runaway Brain itself, and if it's one of your top favorite Disney short films to star/feature the mouse himself? And with what all I've had to say, my review, and what did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review video a like, as always. And so, guys, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of 1995's Runaway Brain. More review videos are coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I will see you guys in the next video /review. And, well, of course, continuing on, reviewing more Halloweenish materials on the weekends. Stay tuned, because what I will be reviewing next, well, to best describe it, let's just say it has to do with a little mummy boy who is a pharaoh, and on his show, I think it's obvious that, yeah, there had to be a Halloween episode, if you know what I'm talking about. Maybe some of you do, but just, yeah, again, stay tuned for that. Take care. Happy anniversary to Disney's Runaway Brain, and peace out. Minnie.